it's Neurodiversity Celebration Week, and I saw this post on Reddit where basically the guy says, everything is better in my head. And that kind of got me thinking about my view of the world. And what he was saying or describing was the fact that before, say, he would go to a concert, he would be able to essentially do a complete simulation of what he thought that experience was going to be like in his head and then replay it over and over again over days or weeks. And then when he finally got to the actual concert, more often than not, the reality or the real experience was disappointing when he was compared with his imagined experience. And in my reply, I basically said that I'm at the complete opposite end of that spectrum because I have autism, ADHD, global aphantasia, and SDAM, which is severely deficient autobiographical memory. Also, I'm completely time blind. Like, time is just a mystery to me. And so what that means is, first of all, the aphantasia, global aphantasia, means that I cannot conjure images, sounds, tastes, smells, or tactile feelings in my mind. So when I shut my eyes, all I see is complete black. That's it. The only time I see images in my mind's eye is when I'm dreaming, and that's it. So I can't conjure up scenes or scenarios or people or anything like that. And the other one is my ADHD makes me very time blind. So I just have no concept of time. My concept of time is basically now and not now, and that's pretty much it. And my memory is also quite bad, so I don't remember things. For example, I'll sit down with my family to watch a movie and I'll be really, really excited because I've not seen it before. And then one of my sons will turn around and say, well, actually, we watched it together. I'm like, okay. And so I can't relive past events. I cannot relive them in my head. I cannot imagine what future events will be like by simulating them in my head. And then the SDAM basically means that I have a very bad autobiographical memory. So I forget holidays, events that we did, seeing movies, all that kind of thing. And so essentially for me, I live in the here and now. My whole world is basically the present. And it always makes me laugh when people say, oh, we're going to go to meditation. And why are you doing meditation? It's because we want to be in the here and now. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, I won't bother with that because I'm already here. That's where I live. And yet for me, that's completely normal. That's the way I've been my whole life. I am totally fine with the fact that I cannot remember by far the majority of my children's childhood. They tell me they had a great childhood, and that's enough for me. And honestly, the idea of images and sounds and smells and things just appearing in my mind's eye, I find absolutely terrifying. I think I would hate it. So my normal is so different from everybody else's normal, and that's cool. And I suppose the last thing is that I didn't really understand what PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder was about until I realized and discovered that I had aphantasia, because I had no idea that when someone comes back from a war and they're talking about watching their buddy blown up in front of them, I had no idea that they were actually shutting their eyes and seeing that being played out as if it was happening again. And then another one is the audio. In a lot of ADHD books or neurodivergent books about neurodiversity, a common theme is this constant negative self-talk. And I had no idea that people were actually hearing audio voices in their heads saying negative things about them, let alone the fact that, for example, one of my friends was telling me that he can hear a teacher scolding him in his head who scolded him like 30 years ago at school, and he can still replay that whole experience as if it was happening now. I have none of that. And I think in a lot of ways that's really good for me because, one, I don't experience a lot of the stress and past trauma that a lot of neurodivergent people do. And the other one is that when it comes to me wanting to do something, I'm not quite so tainted by past experience or by past negative experience. So combined with my ADHD, I'm a lot more willing to try something completely new. And I don't even know if it's going to work or not, but I will try it anyway. And then kind of the flip side of that is that when I'm doing graphic work, I can't see what it is that I'm doing or the end result until I actually have it on paper or on a computer screen. Like that's the only way that I can see it. And that can be kind of frustrating at times because other people will just imagine it in their heads and they can see it and make changes in there and then put it on paper. Whereas I have to do multiple revisions just to be able to get to the end result. But yeah, it's just amazing to me how different our minds are and how incredibly different the views or the way in which we see the world is. It's amazing. So happy Neurodiversity Celebration Week.